Hey everybody, it's Funny once again. Hope you're doing well today. We're rapping about the Synthrotek APC. It is the Atari Punk console, and it sounds like this. Okay, Atari Punk console. It was really difficult to find anything on this online because it's a DIY kit. All of the PDFs I could find from them were focused on the build of it, talking about its components, talking about the Atari chip that it is based on, talking about how to put it together. I understand there's also a guitar pedal version that's probably more popular than this one, but I am wondering now if part of the reason why they didn't get into specifics is because it doesn't behave in an expected way, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But I've been putting this video off for a long time because I was always like, I never knew what 1 and 2 did. I understand it's 2 square wave oscillators, but then I was reading in some of the comments online. People were saying first one is for pitch, but then it seems kind of stepped, and then 2 is for PWM, but then it seems to also affect the pitch too. So we're basically going to try and explore the APC today together. Check it out. Will we find anything? Will we learn anything? Well, I guess we're just going to have to see. And if we don't, that's okay. I bet we're going to have some fun along the way. And if it turns into a bad video, at least hopefully I'll have some fun, I guess. Anyhow, sorry for that. Let's get on with the show. So, square wave, under that assumption before, which I'm starting to think is not accurate, that the first one is pitch and the second is pulse width. That the first one is pitch and the second is pulse width. You can put it out of pulse width, like using it almost like a VCA here. That kind of coincides with it being pulse width. But if we bring it down here, it's kind of pulsating still, right? And you can put it all the way out of territory? No, only all the way up. Okay, so if I put the 1 knob up, we've increased in pitch. 2 knob all the way down. And it's definitely stepped voltage here, right? And I don't know if it's like resetting. You hear that? So we've also, it's flipped on the scope at some point here too, right? So I think maybe the reason it's not labeled clearly isn't because they couldn't be bothered. Maybe it's because it acts unpredictably. I don't know. If you know the specifics, if you've looked at the diagram and thought about how it all relates, let me know. Here comes an LFO in the CV1. But you hear it stepped, right? Let's put our 2 up a bit. And I don't know if this turns into an attenuator or not. Yeah, it definitely doesn't. It's definitely just offset, right? Okay, it's still skipping out there. LFO's going at it. Let's make it a faster one. Faster LFO coming in. What if we do a slightly offset 1 into 2? Well, let's just compare. So here comes in CV2. So the pitch is definitely not changing, right? I saw a comment online that said it's 2 square waves and basically volt per octave for both of them. I don't think it actually even tracks volt per octave, but these are definitely not 2 separate oscillator pitches, that's for sure. So pitch it up a little bit. It's kind of like PWM, but maybe not. So having said that, let's see if it actually will track volt per octave. Let's send that into CV1. Oh no, it is tracking. I don't know how closely. If we pitch it down too, it's not. So you think like square waves are good for basses? I don't know if this one is, because in the lower ranges it doesn't seem to track it at all. It kind of farts out, for lack of a better word. But if we go up, okay, so we'll track volt per octave. Or at least it's pitching. I'll send that LFO. Here, just for argument's sake, let's send it into CV2. What happens now? I'm still hearing some melody there too. Maybe it's just PWM. So if we send it into CV1 and CV2, I'll send LFO. I will say, I am liking these sounds a lot. I don't know what the hell's going on, but in goes the LFO again. I don't know. What if we send random voltage? Let's use bipolar random voltage, put it in the middle. What if that was into the CV instead? There's some video game sounds, for real. Pitch it up a little bit. Pitch it up in the knob. I'm still sending random voltage. And then maybe we'll send an LFO into 2 to get some randomness going. Ooh. We got glitches. Glitches in me britches. Okay, let's try something else here. Into CV1 goes my pitch from my sequence. So we have some, I don't know, video game boss music, which is very fitting. Now I'm going to take my gates and turn them into an envelope, and we'll send that straight into CV2 and see how that sounds. Very bizarre. I think I need to offset it on the knob side to keep it in a decent range. Might need to attenuate that as well. Let's try and do that using the asset. So if I unplug this completely, plug that in. Envelope. I don't really love that as much. Okay, maybe that should go into LFO instead then. Yeah, I'll take an LFO, attenuate it a little bit. Just so it doesn't PWM all the way up. But I feel like there's almost some like resetting, not like power-wise of the chip, but I don't know. I saw in a video as well that in one of the few demos that Synthrotek had on it, they were using it as hard sync, and I want to try that now. So if I take a audio rate triangle from the 3-body into CV2, interesting. Let's go into our pitch there. Voltbrook octave on the way in. So if we listen to that just for a moment, this is what we're sending to it. And I am in low mode. Let's go to audio rate. Listen to that now. Okay, so it is hard syncing. That's really weird that it just does it, right? Because I've always thought of hard sync stuff as having its own inputs. So CV1 behaves differently, but CV2 you can hard sync. And I'm sending that with a saw. What happens if we do triangle? I don't know what is going on. Let's try a different one. So here's a... Let's go triangle wave. So this is what's happening, what's coming in from the 3-body. On that triangle wave, here's going into the APC. Versus if I send it directly in. It has a different timbre, right? But then I guess that's CV2, right? If we do CV1. Maybe it is the 2 oscillators. I don't know. The comments are flooding in. What? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Don't worry. I get those on every video. Here we go. Voltbrook octave in to the 3-body again. Anyway, I am really enjoying how it sounds. So let's instead take I kind of, people are hoping for demos. People are hoping for whatever I didn't do in videos, or at least the comments suggest that. I feel like what I am hoping to show everyone is kind of the fun experience that you might have with something like this, like getting on, having no idea what you're doing, at least if you're me, and then rolling with it anyway, trying to enjoy it, because as much as I have little clue what's going on, it is great. Here we go into the steady state gate. Now this is kind of the first thing I was expecting, first thing I was thinking. Let's send it a trigger to excite it. So I'm curious if we can West Coastify this, or if we'd even want to. You might honestly want to just, if you're going for these types of tones, just try and keep it as glitchy and harsh square wavy as possible, but I want to see how this sounds. Again, just trying to show you in video what the actual experience of picking up something like this is. Hey, let's see if we can get the gate in the shot. So maybe we lose some of our aestheticness. Like, maybe we lose some of our video game aesthetic. But you can make up some low end. Yeah. Oh, I'm not even... Hold on. I don't even know what's going on CV side. I like what it sounds like on the steady state fake gate side. Yeah. It's not going to sound very good though. Let's do QoS. data bender just to try and regain some of our Atari credentials, or our Atari clout, I guess. Credibility. English. Maybe kick in, and maybe that can play us out. I don't know, what's a good kick for something like this? I feel like the answer is always the ultra kick. Sorry, I don't make the rules. 1, 2, 1 and a 2 and. A little less reverb. Bit crushing. Let's get some nerdy stuff going. High pass into it. Let's go go back into that bit crusher. Yeah! Chip tune. Bring in some reverb and we'll take out the bit crusher. And that'll play us out. Hey, I'm Tafony. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all those things YouTube's always on my case about, not promoting you. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.